The Concierge Men's Wellness Show, specializing in solving men's sexual problems from PE to ED and low testosterone. Concierge explains and educates the void of understanding and allows men and their partners to improve their love life with all the sexual challenges today's man faces in everyday life. Call us at 954-513-4646 or visit our website at www.conciergemens.com to get answers quickly and discreetly. If you have any questions about today's show, give us a call at 888-565-1470 and become part of the educational process.
Hello, thank you for tuning me back in sunny South Florida. This is the Concierge Men's Wellness radio program, brought to you by Concierge Men's Wellness in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. Thanks again for tuning in. I've had the opportunity to speak to you guys and ladies for the last few weeks now, giving a few tips and some advice on some things that us guys can do to help improve our sexual wellness and our overall lifestyles and live a little bit healthier. But a big part of that is our sexual wellness. I know for me and my dad, who happens to be our very special guest today, sex is a very important part of our lives, my life. It really motivates me. I mean, it's one of the reasons I live for. So we don't want to lose the ability to feel and be able to perform or satisfy our partners. And that's why we're doing this show, to bring you guys out there some good advice and some good tips that you can do to help maintain a good, healthy lifestyle, to maintain a vigorous sex life. Or if you've lost an edge a little bit over the last few years or 10 years or whatnot, how to get some of that back. Because believe it or not, you can turn the clock back naturally even. Things that you can do on your own even. And there's some of us men out there that maybe we've been neglecting our bodies for too long and we do need a little boost from our doctors. And that's what we're here to talk to you about on a week in, week out. Different methods that are out there to help us, whether it's low testosterone or erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation, even guys that are just feeling sluggish without any of those problems. There's a lot of tips and advice that we don't know where to go to get help from, and that's why we're here. We're either going to give you the tip that you want or point you in the right direction to get you that tip that you're looking for, that advice to help you, reach that next level. And then we'll also talk about some good, entertaining stuff, that us guys are interested in. Yes, it's a very guy-oriented show, but ladies, there's a lot of this great information here for you too. You ladies with guys in your relationships that, maybe you've lost a little bit of that luster in your sex life, and and you want it just as bad or maybe even more than your man. Well, listen to the advice that we give. Pass it along to your man or tell him to listen into the show. We'll give great advice. And we'll also give some information on how to contact us at Concierge Men's Wellness at 954-513-4646 so that you can speak with Dr. Koba. He's our our board-certified anti-aging physician who, he's not only there to help guys who can't, get to that point on their own, but he's full of great advice and to put you in the right direction as well. With that said, I'm not going to jump right into this. First, I want to start off with some news that all of us guys in South Florida are kind of freaking out about. And that is the news that we got yesterday during the Dolphins training camp when Ryan Tannehill went down. I think we're still waiting to hear the extent of the damage, whether it was structural damage to his knee, but any of you guys who've seen or have listened to the radio news, we might be without a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins for the entire season. They're thinking it might be the same ACL injury that he suffered last year. Luckily he's a young guy, and he tried to recuperate alone without a surgery, and hopefully he won't need surgery now. But if he does, he's young and he'll be able to recuperate quickly, which is good. That's kind of ties into what we talk about also, because part of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I mean, this guy's a healthy young athlete and still gets his knee damaged. So there's limitations. No matter how good you take care of yourself, something can happen. But most of all, it's because football's right around the corner. Another football-related story, Tom Brady just turned 40 yesterday. 40 years old, and the GOAT is still doing his thing. He's 40 years old now, which means it puts him in the 40% bracket of possibly suffering from erectile dysfunction. Those are the numbers, the medical statistics. Pretty much 40% of men over 40 can experience erectile dysfunction sometime in their life. 50% of males over 50 will experience it, and on those numbers go. And that's what I assume a lot of you guys out there are listening to me right now to find out, man, what can I do to help correct my ED or help avoid getting ED and suffering from low T as I get older. And last week I gave these guys some advice last week. They called it body hacks. Hacks is a really popular term right now. Computer hacking, I'm sure you've heard the term.
Right.
Edward Snowden hacked and all that stuff. But now they're taking that term hack and they're applying it to all kinds of weird stuff. Like I saw on Facebook, a lady did a toothbrush hack, meaning she just did weird, different stuff, cool stuff with toothbrushes. So I told our audience last week about 9 body hacks to naturally boost your testosterone. And this is why I wanted to bring you in. And listeners out there, you're probably wondering, why does Adriel have his dad on the show today? So let me go ahead and introduce my dad. My dad, Adrian Cueto. Say hi there, Dad.
Hi.
My dad has an interesting lifestyle. He's 60 years old.
Wait. Not yet. I got 1 month to go to be 60, okay?
I knew he was gonna defend himself. Dad, you're 1 month away from turning 60. For the sake of argument, let's just call you 60.
Okay, all right.
And I don't know if you've noticed a little bit of the theme how I've started. I talked about someone in their late 20s, an athlete like Ryan Tannehill in their 20s. I've talked about Tom Brady now, 40 years old, and he's still doing his thing, slinging touchdown passes and winning Super Bowls at 40. And he says he's going to keep doing it till he's 45. Can you believe that, Dad?
Yes, I do
You
believe
can?
that. Yes, I can.
Well, most of the guys down here can't believe it. They don't see him making it to 45.
I do believe it. My own experience, yes, I know it's possible.
All right. We're going to find out why he thinks that. But, I mean, Tom Brady obviously thinks that he can do it. We all know he's a phenom body-wise. I mean, he's a physical specimen. He lives a heck of a healthy lifestyle. And it probably doesn't hurt that he has a gorgeous model for a wife.
It makes a difference.
And I'm pretty sure he has to do a lot of things other than just making good money to be able to keep a beautiful woman like that, including pleasing her, maintaining his body so that she's pleased when she's out and about with him. And these are all things that play into our egos, our confidence levels. I briefly talked last week, and I've talked to you a little bit about the way we look at the body at Concierge Men Wellness, about the mind, the body, and the spirit, and how all 3 of those things fit together. Like, Dad, let me ask you, as far as that Trinity, for example, I like to use the example of when your body is healthy and working properly, you have this level of confidence knowing that it's going to function the way you expect it to function, like sexually, for example, right?
Correct, yeah.
And you're 60. Okay, a month away from 60, but you're 60. And are you functioning well sexually?
Yes, definitely functioning very well sexually. I wake up 2 or 3 times a night with a hard on sometimes. Sometimes I don't, only once. And I wake up almost every day in the morning with a hard on, which is a very good sign that physically everything is working okay, circulation-wise, and that helps me a lot. Goes hand in hand with health mentally. Physically, it motivates me to keep my body physically conditioned. It builds my ego to keep exercising and doing things to cooperate towards that health.
Right.
It's a rewarded.
Yeah.
Every time I experience that, it's a reward.
You're training the body. You're focusing on physically training the body. I mean, what do you do as far as keeping your body healthy?
I practice yoga. Every other day I do yoga. The days I don't do yoga, then I do push-ups, pull-ups, dumbbell for my arms, jump rope, ride bicycle on and off. Not every day, but on and off. Because at this age, 1 month from 60, you have to let your muscles rest more than Tom Brady and the other guy, 20. Only need 24 hours or 40 hours to rest the muscles well in our age. That's
a very good point. I'm glad you mentioned that. I mean, that's a very good point that he mentioned. As we're young, we have all this great stuff in our bodies. So when I was young, when you were young, Dad, the stories you've told me about when you were young, you used to box and all kinds of crazy stuff in the neighborhoods in Cuba and in Chicago, and you got beat up quite a bit. You probably did some beating up.
No, wait a minute. I never got beat up. I always won.
Don't believe it. He got beat up. He got beat up a couple of times. He did some beating up too, but he got beat up a couple of times.
More beat up.
Yeah. But you recuperated pretty quickly. And that happens because when we're younger, our bodies are full of these, antioxidants and nutrients that will help our bodies heal themselves and recuperate. As we get older, especially in this country, because of our lifestyle in this country, more stress and more responsibility and less time to do certain things, we start losing that stuff.
That's correct. I agree with you. The lifestyle makes a big difference. I do recognize I do have a very good lifestyle. I live in Costa Rica with fresh fruits and vegetables. And
so that does make it a bit different.
Makes a big difference. It helps a lot, and I experienced that myself.
So not giving an advice or a tip to everyone out there to move to Costa Rica. No, not doing that.
I don't want them
and
there.
If somebody does, please contact him. He's selling some properties. But the point of him mentioning that is just to show you about the lifestyle, and we touched base on that a little bit last week also. It's not necessarily an aging thing. So many people say it's a natural phase of aging. As you get older, you're going to lose testosterone. You're not going to be able to maintain an erection any longer. And that's just normal. So does that mean that normally, because of that, our sexual relationships are going to deteriorate? And we expect that when we're 70 years old, we have pretty much zero relationship with our partners?
I think it's up to us. And I've my living experience that I haven't let that happen, because people are mentally healthy, physically, and sex is a big part of it. Having sex, being able to have sex, whether you choose or not, but being able to have sex, just knowing that you have a hard on, you can get a hard on, is really a big contributor to your ego, everything to the male. I mean, there's no doubt.
It feeds the spirit. You work the body, it clears the mind, and it feeds the spirit.
Correct.
And that's how those three things are so important. So, and that's why what we do at Concierge Men's Wellness, it's worth looking into, because we're going to help you with the mind, the body, and the spirit. Or if it's not us, check with your doctor, listen to these tips, check out some information on the internet, get some books. But if you're not feeling at your best, at your peak, or where you think you should be at, don't just accept it because you're getting older, is what the message is here. Because that's what the mainstream media keeps on pushing. That's what everyone says. It's just, oh, you're just naturally getting older. That's all it is. No, it's not. There are solutions out there for you. You just have to go out there and decide that you want to make a difference in your life, whether it's changing your lifestyle. You might need a boost to help change your lifestyle. Maybe you haven't had the opportunity, like someone like my father, who's been living in Costa Rica for quite a long time, so he's had access to different kinds of foods and living a more active lifestyle almost 24/7 for 365 days a year. No, we have to work and do the rat race, 40, 50, even 80 hours a week. We have our families, but we can find ways to incorporate one or two things that Tom Brady does from his life into your life. You can find a way to incorporate one or two things that my father does in his life, incorporate it into your life. And when you see that one or two thing make a difference, that should motivate your mind and your body and your spirit to, let me incorporate one more thing, because I want to reach that next level. I'm only getting a small little taste of feeling better about myself. I'm starting to wake up now with an erection once or twice a week, but I want it every day. What's my next step? Seek out that advice. Whether it's your doctor, or if you don't have a doctor, call us or call someone else or read a book. Ask some friends that maybe they have been experiencing similar shortcomings. Like if you had my dad as a friend, he's a guy that will openly speak to you about it, but you have to be open, and that's where we get past this stigma that so many of us men have had about our sexual deficiencies. That's gone. We don't have to be embarrassed about it anymore. Open up, talk to your doctor, and get the help that you need. All right, so we're going to take a short break right now. We'll be back in about 30, 40 seconds, and we're going to continue on our topic about boosting testosterone naturally. Be right back.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv. the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. You have been listening to the Concierge Men's Wellness Show. Visit our website for more information at conciergemens.com. And if you have a question, call into the show at 888-565-1470. Now, back to our show.
Hello, welcome back, and thanks for waiting patiently for our show to come back. I'm here with my dad. He's still hanging out with us, ready to give some tips of advice. So if there's anybody out there that wants to get a tip from a regular guy who's 60 years old, okay, turning 60, that you can apply in your life, give us a call right now, right here into the studio at 888-565-1470. I'll be glad to, take your question or shoot it on to my dad or just say whatever piece you've got in your mind. Now, before we left, we briefly touched on how, my dad's lifestyle is a little bit different. He's been living in Costa Rica for quite some time, and over there he's got access to more natural foods, less pesticides, less GMOs, things like that. And he does a lot of exercise, yoga, Tai Chi, things like that. And I get not everyone, especially living here the way we do, can achieve that kind of lifestyle and have access to those kinds of foods. But we can take a couple of things from my dad's life or from someone like Tom Brady and incorporate it into our daily routine in our lives to improve our sex lives and our well-beings. Last week, I promised you guys I was going to give you some foods that will help boost your testosterone naturally. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very boring and read a list of some foods that you can go buy today, start eating them this weekend, and do it for a month, and you should probably feel a little bit of a difference. And in fact, if you have a doctor and you've been getting testosterone counts, do this for 3 months and then go get a T count again. See where your T level is at. If it's gone up a little bit, keep doing it. You're doing something right. So number one is pomegranate, and they taste good too. A lot of studies have been done on the pomegranate juice. Dad, you feel that eating the whole fruit's always best, right?
Yes, that's my belief. Chewing it and eating the whole fruit is better than using it, but using is better than none.
That's right. Good point. Yeah. Use it, whether it's juice or the fruit itself. This study that I read says it's shown to increase testosterone in men from 16 to 30% and increase libido. So eat a pomegranate and see if your lady wants to, show you some love and see how that works. Another food, olive oil. Olive oil, not vegetable oil or other saturated fats, olive oil. We've talked before about how healthy saturated fats are very important for testosterone production. Last week I mentioned avocados as well. So put that right next to olive oils for your list of healthy saturated fats to eat. The importance of saturated fats like olive oil is that they carry a powerful punch to increase testosterone, 17 to 19% as well. That's a big difference. Combine some olive oil with your pomegranate maybe. Might not taste great, but it'll help. But olive oil goes good with oysters, and we've all heard how oysters are great for your libido. So incorporate some oysters weekly into your diet. Besides, it's great date food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of wine or beer, some oysters. If you're on a first or second date, order some oysters. Third date, for sure, order oysters. Coconut. Yeah, that's the girls always hold out to the third date, guys. So for you single guys out there, third date, oysters. Coconut, put coconut on your list to get. And, I've mentioned smoothies a couple of times, Dad, because smoothies, I know you like eating the whole fruit. Me, I'm such in a rush, and so many of us here in America are in such a rush. Smoothies are a great way to get our nutrients. Yeah. Throw these things in a smoothie, take it with you, drink it. And you'll be able to get the majority of the nutrients from your smoothie that way. And coconut, I mentioned smoothies because I love coconut in a smoothie. Try that in your smoothie. Number 5 is, I hate this word, cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli and cauliflower, for example. This is, what the broccoli and cauliflower do is they increase the excretion of estradiol, which is, it will help increase testosterone. And they say that increases by about 50% from vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. So I love broccoli with some cheese on it, but maybe eliminate the cheese because we all know the cheese isn't that healthy. That's that milks, and we've talked last week about milks and how milks are not great to eat for your testosterone. Next on the list we've got is whey protein. So whether it's protein powder or like a ricotta cheese, protein directly helps increase testosterone. I actually put a good scoop of whey protein in almost every smoothie that I make, because it'll also help with my appetite suppression. And, you know, I've mentioned about how a smoothie in the morning will help suppress some of your appetite, so then you're starting to cut back on that really big breakfast. What do you think about that? That, you know, especially you see breakfasts over here in America, 5 pancakes tall, 7 bacons, 3 eggs. What do you think about a breakfast like that?
I definitely don't agree with it. I agree with what you just said. You know, how water, orange juice, and fruits, by the time you get to your eggs and bacon or, you know, coffee and milk, it's going to eat a lot less because of those fruits, you know.
So you're not saying you don't eat it at all. You're just saying you eat
all.
less of it than most people here.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, I eat a couple eggs in the morning, you know, fried in olive oil, and then, you know, bread and goat milk, fresh goat milk, coffee. But, you know, the fruits made a big part way before that.
And I'm guessing if you weren't eating those fruits or drinking a smoothie in the morning like I do, your breakfast would be much bigger. And the majority of that breakfast is probably carbs and sugar, like the pancakes and the syrup and some saturated fats in the bacon. Which we've talked about those things, guys. We've talked about how sugar will inhibit testosterone. We've talked about, you know, and carbs just make us big, and obesity doesn't help with our testosterone production either. So I'm going to go back to that first show that I did with you guys and say, hey, try incorporating that smoothie in the morning, and you'll see how you cut back on your overall portion of breakfast. Next on my list is garlic. It's the last one. Garlic. Well, I guess I'm okay there. I mean, I put garlic in just about everything. That's, to me, it's a staple of anything that I cook has to have garlic in it. Yeah, what it says here is that although garlic doesn't necessarily have nutrients that will boost your testosterone, it lowers cortisol in your body, which ties into stress, which I've talked about. It's very important to try to find a way to control or reduce stress in your life, because that raises cortisol, and cortisol inhibits the production of testosterone in your body. So there's one way to lower it down. If, you know, reducing stress is almost impossible, just eat more garlic, and you'll also scare away some vampires. So I mean, it's kind of a win-win, right? And the food tastes great with garlic. I mean, don't let anybody tell you need garlic. So those were my 7 testosterone boosting foods. And just to recap a little bit of what we talked about last week, I'm going to leave you with 5 ways to naturally boost your testosterone, to just back up what we've talked about here, back up some of the things that my dad has said, and to back up some of the things that we've talked about in the past weeks. So number 1, weight loss. Number 2, exercise. Those two go hand in hand. Number 3, optimize your zinc and vitamin D. Number 4, reduce your stress levels. And as I mentioned, add some more garlic, because if you're finding difficulty in reducing your stress levels, adding more garlic will also help reduce that cortisol. And reduce sugar and carbohydrate intake, because those two together absolutely will inhibit the circulation and production of testosterone. So, especially when you get into the, you know, the high fructose corn syrup and things like that you find in sodas and over-the-counter juices and things like that. It's very different when you buy a bottled regular apple juice versus taking that apple and throwing it in a juicer and getting all the fibers and everything out of a natural apple.
I agree with it.
Yeah,
completely.
And it tastes a heck of a lot. Oh, I know you agree with it. You're one of the reasons why I started kind of like, you know, I'm like, how the heck? My dad's so much, you know, not that much older than me. He's only 20 years older than me. But I hope to be in his shape and his condition and his activity level when I'm that age. And I know most of you guys do as well. And that's Brady's goal as well, which is why he says he plans on winning Super Bowls till he's 45 years old. There's no way he's going to do that if he doesn't continue doing the things that he's doing in his life, to eat healthy and be fit and feel good about himself. And part of that is having a woman that you're proud to have next to you, and she will be proud to have a healthy, fit man next to her. And we don't mean fit, having to look ripped. We just mean healthy. Like I mentioned last week, you don't have to go to the gym for 2 hours and lift 200 pounds. Just walk. Like Dr. Colbin mentioned when he called in, instead of taking a normal slow walk to the kitchen, do some lounge steps all the way to the kitchen and back to your couch. That little bit of difference will make a difference. So this is we're coming down to the end of the show. Again, I want to thank you all for listening. This is the Concierge Men's Wellness Radio Program. We're going to do this every Friday from 5:30, giving you guys some good advice and some good tips on how to maintain a healthy sex life and maintain a healthy level of vitality. And if you're lacking in it, how you can kind of boost it and get it back again. And always giving you advice about, where to go if you need that extra help. Places like Concierge Men's Wellness Clinic. And let me do the shameless plug, but it's not shameless at all because we help guys. Our phone number is 954-513-4646. Call, set up a free consultation with Dr. Koba. We're going to talk to you about everything that we need to talk to you about, that you want to know about to help you understand your conditions and how to get to the level that you want to be at. 954-513-4646. Check out our website, conciergemens.com. We've got a Facebook page. Thank you to all the followers that have liked the page. And come on, guys, go on the Facebook page, Concierge Men's Wellness. Like the page, follow it. We're going to be giving out some great tips. Some good contests and prizes will be coming up on there as well. I want to thank AMP2 TV Productions. Check them out on Facebook, AMP2 TV Productions. You can check us out on Facebook Live. They'll be streaming us every Friday. We're on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM Friday at 5:30 p.m. So tune in to us. Check us out. Website again, Concierge Men's Wellness. And thanks for listening. Thanks for taking some of our tips and some of our advice. I hope to see you guys out there sometime. If you recognize me, say, hey, thanks for the advice, or whatever you want to say. Also, we're going to be setting up a fantasy league team on Concierge Men's Wellness. Check out the Facebook page. Sign up. We're going to be giving away an awesome prize to the winner at the end of the season. But really, it's just because I want to play some fantasy football and have some fun. Let's see who's going to beat me. All right, guys, thanks a lot. One more time, the phone number, 954-513-4646. And man up. Peace.
You have been listening to the Concierge Men's Wellness Show, making men feel great again and making their mates smile. Call us at 954-513-4646 and let us specialize in making you and your mate happy. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those